How's it going, guys, and welcome to yet another video by yours truly, Axel Williams. Hello. Guys, we're back. We're back with another video, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about a film that it came into my mind quite recently, so I thought I'd make a video on it because I was just thinking about it while I was actually, walking around the flat. And it just made me think of just how much of a bad film this actually is. It is a film called The Room, and this has got to be the worst film I have ever seen in my life. It's got to be the worst film I've ever seen in my entire 31 years of existence. And I'm going to try and explain to you why this film is so bad. So you've got this guy called Johnny, who is a successful banker living in the big city of San Francisco. He's with his fiancée, Lisa, and they're apparently madly in love, but it turns out that she is actually very, very bored. She's getting very bored of Johnny. And she decides, you know what? I fancy a bit of excitement. So from this, she decides to cheat on Johnny and have an affair with Johnny's best friend, Mark. And from this, obviously, all SHIT is about to hit the fan. It's all going to go downhill for poor old Johnny. Poor Johnny. We're all feeling sorry for him. He's such a nice guy. He's such a nice man. If you've ever seen this film, honestly, you will feel sorry for Johnny. You probably won't really. It's just, this film is whack. It is a wacky film. Now, I'm going to discuss, obviously, relatively briefly about just what is so strange about this film in terms of the way the scenes play out, the acting, and so on. But, the whole film is basically based around Johnny discovering that his partner Lisa... spoilers, I should have said that at the start of the video. Spoilers in this video. I'm so sorry. The film is a lot about conflict, betrayal. And I think what's ultimately so funny about this film is that the guy who created it, the guy who made the film, Tommy Wiseau, I think is it Tommy Wiseau? Tommy Wiseau? Tommy Wiseau? Something like that. In his mind, he wanted this film to be an emotional masterpiece. I think he was actually planning for this film to be something, that people could all look at and watch and think, oh, that was such a sad, emotional, great story. Such a brilliantly written movie. And when you watch the film, you quickly find out that it is nothing like that. So the main character, Johnny, the guy who's betrayed by his partner Lisa, he is played by Tommy Wiseau, or Wiseau, however you say it. And the funny thing about him is, it was almost like when he's on camera, he's not trying. You probably have all seen this film. A lot of people have probably seen this film because it's one of those films that you watch and it's so bad that you can't turn it off. I know that sounds funny and silly, but it's so bad you can't turn it off. His acting throughout the film is just so bad. It's really funny. He literally walks around and when he's talking, no matter if he's angry or sad or normal or just happy, he's always got kind of a one tone of voice every single scene. But the way he talks is almost like he just cannot be bothered. There's a bit at the start of the film where he goes into a shop and he's going to buy some flowers for his fiancée Lisa. And when he walks into the shop, he kind of, interacts with the woman behind the counter, and he says to her, he says, "Keep the change." And then she's got like a little dog for some reason on the counter. I don't know why she's got a dog on the counter, but she's got a little dog on the counter. And he pats the dog on the head and goes, bye doggy. And it's just such a, in this kind of like face expression, like, bye doggy, bye. And you're thinking, what? Now the funniest bit of the whole film for me is when he's on the rooftop and he's talking to Mark. I believe he's been accused of hitting his fiancée Lisa. They've had an argument and he's been accused of hitting her. I think that's what happened. And he walks out, he's got like this bottle in his hand. And he literally walks out, and this is not forgetting he's just been accused of hitting Lisa. So he's going to be red with anger, you know what I mean? And he chucks this bottle on the floor and he's like, "It's not true, I did not hit her, I did not." And you're just watching it and you're thinking, that is probably quite accurate as to how he actually delivered the line. And you think to yourself, what is going on here? You know, it's such a strange film. It really is such a strange film. But of course, Mark being his best friend, he's obviously opening up to him because, you know, they're best friends. He doesn't know that he's having an affair with his fiancée yet, but obviously throughout the film, his and Mark's relationship gets strained. And eventually, obviously, the truth comes out. And, you know, Johnny gets really angry and all this stuff and gets really emotional in his own way. And that's where the freaky stuff starts to happen. It all comes out. They have this big kind of argument, and Johnny kind of goes upstairs upset in the house following the argument. And, you know, he goes upstairs, he wanders upstairs, and he walks into the bedroom. And he grabs Lisa's nightdress. She's got like this nightdress, this silky nightdress resting on this table or something, or hanging on the door. And he pulls it off, and he lies on the bed with it. He lies on the bed with it, almost like thinking, oh, Lisa's gone. And then all of a sudden, he starts almost humping himself with this nightdress, and he gets this nightdress and he puts it between his legs, and he starts kind of rocking on the bed and making noises like Okay, that's one way to cure your pain of losing your, you know, the love of your life. Have sex with her nightdress. Yeah. That'll cure it all. It might. But it gets weirder. There's a scene where Lisa's talking to this old woman. I don't know if it's her mother or not. I don't know if it was. I never quite worked that out. I've only seen this film once, and it was years ago. But this old woman, presumably her mom, I should say, has cancer. And she just blurts it out. She kind of they're talking, and she just kind of says, I definitely have cancer. And it's not like, you know, I've definitely got cancer. It's come back, or, you know, I've got it, I've definitely got it. It's more like, I definitely have cancer. And it's kind of like the news you kind of get when you go to a shop and, you know, you really want to get to that shop before it closes because you want to buy something, but it's shut. And it's like, yeah, it was shut, typically. And that's kind of how she delivered the line, but instead she has cancer. But, you know, that's another funny thing as well. This is something that I always think of. You see it sometimes in TV shows and certain films of certain actors or actresses. And, you know, when I've just mentioned, you know, she realises she has cancer. Personally, you know, in that situation, if somebody said to me, a director or a writer said to me, probably a director said to me, you know, you're in this scene, you're going to find out you've been cheated on by your fiancé of 4 or 5 years or whatever it is, and you're going to find out you've got cancer, say, in another scene. I'll be thinking in my own mind, okay, this is the scene that's coming up. You know, I'm going to find out I've got cancer. How am I going to act this scene out? Am I going to be emotional? Am I going to cry? Am I going to be like, oh my God, I've got cancer. I'm dying. You know, or, you know, I hope they can cure it, or, you know, something along those lines. Or same, you know, exactly the same thing for the fiancé. If somebody told me, or if my fiancé told me she cheated on me, I'd be like, oh my God, I'll be hurt, I'll be emotional. I'd show that, you know, emotion in the scene. But that lady, when she found out she had cancer, or, you know, when she was telling Lisa she had cancer, it was kind of like, I've got cancer. Oh, well. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you? I've got cancer. Well, it is what it is, you know. It's not that bad. Don't you worry about it. Cancer's not that bad. You know. Anyway, how are you? It's like the scene after Johnny buys Lisa the flowers and he comes back and, you know, she gives him a kiss and then they're talking. He's moaning to her about work and what's going on at work and the issues going on, you know, in his workplace. And the way he's talking, I've never seen somebody act in that way before. You know, not obviously act as in the way he's acting in the scene in terms of his character, but in terms of his actual acting ability. It's just a very weird acting style, what he has. Johnny, you know, the person, Tommy Wiseau. And, you know, it's almost like a robotic, static type of acting, but with a kind of quirkiness to it. It's extremely weird. It's extremely strange. I can't really explain it that well. But like I said, I know it's not a hugely high budget film, but it's just, I was thinking about it when I watched it again, and I cannot believe how bad this film is. I mean, you know, everything about this film is just so funny. If you haven't watched it, guys, honestly, watch it. The Room. I think it's 2006, I believe. 2005, 2006. Scratch that, I was completely wrong. It was actually 2003. And this film, by the way, actually comes under comedy romance. This film actually comes under comedy romance. I suppose that's pretty accurate. Comedy romance. The Room. Yes. 3.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Probably fair. 24% Rotten Tomatoes. Wow. The Room. Give it a watch, guys. 2003. What did I say? 2005, 2006. Honestly, guys, it's so funny. It is such a funny film. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. You need to get it on now. Just put it, whatever you're doing right now, just stop, turn off this video and watch this film. But yeah, guys, ultimately, if you want laughs, if you want the kind of, you know, emotional love story, however, not an emotional love story, it's more of a comedy love story. If you want something just to make you smile and laugh right now, guys, honestly, watch this, The Room, 2003, because it will make you laugh, guys. 100% this film will make you laugh. You know, it is meant to be about this guy who's been betrayed by his, you know, fiancée. She's cheated with his best friend, had an affair behind his back. But it ends up, and that does happen, but, you know, all the things, all the stuff that follows that in terms of him trying to find out the truth, him confronting Lisa, his whole world kind of falling apart. You know, it just falls so flat because of how bad the acting is. And you need to give it a watch, guys, if you haven't given it a watch. A lot of you guys will probably already remember this film when you're watching this video. You'll probably think, oh yes, The Room, 2003. I've seen that, I remember that. But if you haven't watched it, guys, please watch it. There was also a rumour going about that following the release of the movie The Room, when it was released in theatres and so on, when they, I don't even think it was that actually. I think it was when they were actually watching the film after it was fully, you know, completed, when they all got together and watched it. I don't know if it was that or when it was first released in theatres, that when they first all watched the film and they all sat through it and watched it all the way through, everybody around Tommy Wiseau who was watching the film, because he was obviously watching it too, started laughing, and it made him cry because he was thinking, hang on, how come everyone's laughing at this film? This film was meant to be an emotional roller coaster, you know, meant to make people cry, meant to make people sad, but everybody was laughing. And apparently that made him cry. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, that's one of the rumours that I've actually heard online, that Tommy Wiseau was watching the film on its release, or watching the film after they'd actually finished, you know, completely edited it, and everyone was laughing watching the film, and he was just sat there thinking, why is everyone laughing? You know, this isn't very nice. I don't know how true that is, though. I don't know how true that is. Don't quote me on that. But yes, guys, The Room 2003. Give it a watch if you haven't, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Put your comments below as well, guys. If you have seen The Room, what do you think of it? And that's about it, really. Guys, honestly, please give it a watch. If you haven't watched it, guys, you'll love it. You'll love it. If you're looking for a laugh, this is the movie. This is the movie. Is it the worst movie of all time? That might be a debate. Put it in the comments below. Have your say. Guys, it's been brilliant. I've thoroughly enjoyed bringing you this video, The Room. And, my God, it is bad. It is bad. Wow. That brings back memories. Brings back so many memories. Guys, I will see you, though, for another video very shortly. From me, it's goodbye. Take care.